Welcome to my channel. It's another exciting episode, and today we will be talking about the Banj in troubled waters. I'm not laughing because I'm happy about it, but yeah, I'm laughing because I just thought about Dino Melaye's tweet, which we're going to be talking about on this channel. So welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, you're welcome. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you give us a like button, make sure you comment. We give love here, but this is also where we talk about what's trending, Twitter wahala, and also the past events of the week that have, that are of interest to us. Yeah? Welcome to Akah. So the Banj has been in a lot of trouble, and I fear that he will be getting into deeper storms as the women of Nigeria have decided that we're going to use this guy as a scapegoat. So it's just a bad time to be accused of rape, guys. The government of Nigeria has just declared a state of emergency on violence against women. So I'm sure you must have seen stuff about the Banj and his, accusation of sexual violence. And you want to know how it started. Let me tell you. So the beginning, the Banj posted a picture on Instagram. Hashtag no means no. That's how it started. No means what? No. And under that, he posted this. He said, I am Bengali. We need to raise our sons right and teach them to love and respect women. We need justice for our girls. Say no to rape, racism, tribalism. Let us stop living in fear and hate and start living in love. Sweet. No trouble, no problems. Don't you agree? I agree. Do you agree? Yes, I'm sure you agree. But there was a bass that now came to hit him in front. A nice man by the name of Benjamin Essay now sees this post and puts on social media and just goes wild. And it's just like, yo, the Banj has no right to talk about, standing against rape, or talk about not raping women, or saying no means no, because he's lying. He raped my friend. He raped my friend 2 years ago. And so he's coming here to now form, righteous? No. But he didn't call the girl's name. Couple of days later, he didn't also, the Banj didn't respond to. Couple of days later, this lady, King Nello, has this epiphany. Bang, guys, why don't we start a thread of, a thread that will expose sex offenders? So just tell your story under this thread. And a lot of women were telling their stories, so many, of which the Banj was now one of them. But amongst these stories, there were other guys that were mentioned. Comedian Ibiye, Brimo, Bolilomo, Background Detector, Nsegesie, Governor Fayoshe's son, Rogba, James Uduaga, Peruzzi was mentioned, even the CEO of Tizeti. The Wi-Fi that I'm using in this house, the CEO of Tizeti, they say he's a sexual offender. He has been a bad behavior. They call his name. They also call the Banj name. Yay! All these men, no Kasala really like bust like that. Peruzzi, he kukuma came and apologized that please, he's not doing it. Let me now tell you how the Banj entered the trap. Now, if you are a man and just be speaking in tongues, because whether you are guilty or not, if they mention your name in that kind of trade, it be things. But that's not the point. Because so many women talked about their stories, and again, I will drop the link in the thread in my description to the tweet, so you see all the stories and all the stories that women talked about and everything. The truth is, most of these women told stories with dates, with places, mention names and everything. I'm not saying that all the stories are 100% true, that 100 of all these stories are true, but the truth is, when there are 100 stories, 95 of them are correct, are true. 5 are questionable. Could be, but I'm not saying all these were verified. But there are ways to handle these things. Now, Shaitan detailed her ordeal with the Banj that fateful night as the Banj slipped into her room and defiled her. And I'm going to read it now. We couldn't get the tweets, the original tweets from her because the tweets were deleted. But we were able to get a website that cataloged the story of the tweets. Okay? Now this girl talks about how she went to the Banj's concert. And she, she went there through her friend. In a nutshell, she met the Banj backstage. She met also another girl who was there with her friend. And then this girl's Oyi, asks her who she came with. She's like, oh, I came alone. Later on, she met the Banj, and then Oyi tells her, oh, the Banj likes you. He wants to meet up with you and everything. She's like, nah. The girl later comes, now asks her where she's going to stay. She says, oh, she's going to stay at the hotel. Glee Hotel, yeah, I was right. So she said she was going to stay at Glee Hotel. The girl says, okay. Now, not knowing that was the same hotel that the Banj's band was lodged. Okay? So she goes to the hotel later that night. They ask her again, the Banj wants. She said no. They offered her money. She said no. But they left her. Next thing, she was sleeping and she sleeps naked. She woke up in the, and saw the Banj on the bed. And the Banj was like, I have an hour and everything. And, she was just like so scared. And then she was just, I'm sure in her head, she was just wondering, what's happening? The Banj started touching her with his fingers. And then she was like, she'll shout and all that. And he was like, what are you going to shout? What are you going to do? Let me be sure. I went ahead to threaten him that I was going to shout. He said, if I shout, I'll leave the hotel naked. The Banj then had his way with her. She said, then she called her supposed friend, Oyin, who saw her at the party that was with the Banj. This lady, she came downstairs to meet me while I was crying. She asked us to go upstairs to meet her guy, who was the Banj's friend. When I got there, the guy was disappointed and begged me to keep quiet and promised me the Banj would call me and apologize. He gave me $100 for medication. So this lady saw these tweets from the Banj, this no means no and everything, and she got livid, I'm sure. And what she asked for from beginning, with lawyers, was just apology. Apology. The Banj team now responded and said, our attention has been drawn to the false allegations supported by Benjamin Esse and Auntie Sheiton, who labeled our client Nigerian musician Olada or Daniel Oyebanjo, professionally known as the Banj, a rapist. Bleep. Prior to the widespread of the deep-seated lies targeted to taint the image and reputation of our client, the Banj, as an organization, we have a strict policy of ignoring clout chasers and cyberbullies, and we refrain from engaging with them, but not this time. This is calculated attempt to ruin the Banj's long-standing character and career, as well as disrupt ongoing plans for his 40th birthday and album release, not to talk of devaluing and trivializing the conversations that are currently being held to emancipate and tackle the challenges faced by the girl child. After this, of course, insults, girls, people were talking, shouting, hey, okay, no, but nothing too serious. I mean, if they could have kept quiet, they said they filed something good. Continue. After that, the Banj now put out a statement saying, today is exactly 1 week after my birthday, and this will be the only time I will address the recent false allegations and lies from the pit of hell. I didn't see the complete post of that Instagram post, but I saw half of it on Twitter, because it's been deleted. But basically what he was saying was that he has chosen to do so because the incident is a slap to his face and everything, and his career and everything, and that he's going to take legal action. 3 days or so after he puts out this post, we see a tweet from, Kiki Omeli on Twitter, and she tells us that Sheiton has been compromised. Sheiton accused the Banj a couple of weeks before this article of sexual assault. Yesterday at about noon, Sheiton was and is still detained in Shodikpo, Ikeja, and hasn't been granted access to friends, family, or even a lawyer. I have reason to believe this deal has been delayed, which is the right thing to do. And this has led to the Banj and his team coming after everyone, including his ex-manager, who corroborated Sheiton's story. I spoke to her lawyers, and they also have reason to believe she's being coerced to recant her accusations with no one having access to her. It's difficult to ascertain. They have applied for bail and our fingers are crossed. I maintain that there is no reason she has been held for that long in a police cell. She is not the first woman who has ended up in jail for telling their abuse story in the past couple of weeks. Now, when this information gets out, that's what sparks the storm that is happening now. People went wild. Both genders, but mostly women. And I was saying, the kind of anger I saw online reminded me of those kind of protests that women used to do back in the day. When women removed their top, when they go topless, hordes of women, they go topless to protest against a politician or an issue. They know that it is over. No. When a woman would have breasts and curse you, is gone. It was the exact way I saw it on Twitter. Just the modern social media equivalent. There were women that were like, "We will finish this one. We will deal with him. We will use him as scapegoats." Women finished the Banj. There has been a decree that they will make sure all women must go after every brand that has ever endorsed the Banj and get them to lay him off. Some of the tweets that went online goes thus. So Miss Shaitan Eunice Babatayo, who was supposed, this is by Chioma Awebo, who was supposed to meet with police PPRO this morning, is nowhere to be found. She's not answering calls or in contact with her lawyer or family. There is strong reason to believe she didn't get home last night. This is unconscionable. Women in Nigeria cannot speak up against sexual violence done to them without the fear of more violence. You know, it's crazy because it is the accuser that is carried to police station, not the accused. Have you people ever seen that thing before? It is the accuser that is questioned in the police, that is taken to police station to write statements, not the accused. The accused, they stay at home. The accused, they rest. Then they release statements. Every time, it is the accuser that police goes to find. Isn't that something showing that police Nigeria, they are screws? And then the powerful, the rich, will use the machinery of justice and the systems of, in government to oppress the less privileged or the one who has no money, the poor man. Chioma continues, we have it on good authority that she is being pressured and induced to recant her testimony. Dear police, you're already culpable for being a willing tool to harass and intimidate a citizen who accused the Banj of rape. We will hold you accountable if anything happens to her. When women begin to talk like this, know that, see, women are all out. They came out for this one. They were like, if you want to prove power, we are going to show you. Meanwhile, I've not said that the Banj is guilty, but there is a way to do things, and that was one of the things that I was very particular about, especially with the Bukola Dakolo case. Busola Dakolo. The way in which the pastor and the church responded, the process of the way they carried out their actions. You know that these people are fishy. Is wrong. We must not only be efficient, we must be effective. And that's why, even when we select leaders, we must select leaders that are not just efficient, but effective, or not just effective, but efficient. The way you do something is also as important as what you do. Somebody said, are you sure that she's in police station or she ran away? See another stupid man. If it says no, they won't say this because it doesn't suit the agenda. Agenda for what? I'm being objective. In other words, the Banj don't kidnap her. I know some blockheads having this sentimental reasoning right now. Madam, get your facts right. So some men were messianic. Clive Emmanuel says, Shaitan, the Banj raped me. Twitter NG, he should be arrested and charged to court. The Banj, I will take action. Twitter NG, so they always talk. The Banj arrests Shaitan. Twitter NG, the Banj is a cunt and mean world people. Mr. Clive Emmanuel, do you have brain? Is something shifted in your skull? Please, You will take legal action. Does it mean that you should arrest somebody illegally? You pay policeman to go and carry somebody. Does it mean that that person is guilty? Oh God, you. Joel said, thank God for Twitter in times like this. So that girl would have sat in jail, afraid, and only God knows what would have been done to her. Whatever the Banj thought would happen, it all backfired. What in guilt-laden, using police to do your dirty job, work behavior is this? What a raggedy human being. Orlando and Ibiza, a man, says the Banj is guilty AF. It's not so glaring. It's now so glaring. Somebody said, Chai, I thought you wanted to sue the lady that accused him. Now, wow. His lawyer sent a letter to the lady about what he need to do, but no response. The girl didn't talk back. You understand? Demola says, terribly disappointed the Banj had his accuser detained after he had done the right thing through his lawyers. Whoever advised him to go this intimidation route after his lawyers had appropriately intervened has now helped him turn this into a messy scandal. If the arrest had come before the published letters from Ozekome, one would dismiss it as usual police tactics once a matter is reported to them. Dami says we must never forget what the Banj has done. Never. Miss Ann Thorpe says whatever business or deal the Banj is trying to protect by intimidating Shaitan should not be patronized by women. If you are against this intimidation, please do not put any more money in this man's pockets. Ugo says arresting Shaitan and her mom, deleting her tweets, refusing her access to her lawyers because you have no Nigerian police on your side will not prove your innocence. Police intimidation and bullying have already made this rape case worse. The Banj, you've played yourself. Actually, days, after women shouted, the next day she came, there was a report that, oh, she's out. But guess what? She now started deleting posts, the tweets that she put out against the Banj or the story of rape. Unbeknownst to us, she was actually in the manager's home. Reports say, allegedly. And that was where it was happening, that they took her phone from her and was doing this. Next thing, what now even infuriated people more, she now started promoting the Banj video and new song and album. Something that nobody has seen. It's not as if news media has released it or the Banj has released it yet. Only her. It was through her Twitter account that they used to promote the Banj new content. It means that one was now proof that they have this girl's phone and they are forcing their content through her phone. FK says, I hope everyone can see how the Banj is abusing the power he has. Because this is very mad. Ebele says, nah, the Banj is trying to get justice. The Banj isn't trying to get justice. He's not trying to clear his name. He's trying to silence Shaitan. You arrest her, give her no access to legal assistance, and then take over socials, hide information that benefits your agenda right before our eyes. What can we do for Shaitan? Sisters, what can we do? The praiser, stupid man says, I want feminists everywhere. Una eyes go soon clear. Nigerian men, God will save us. AG says, you're not guilty. Why are you detaining her mom too? Why? You want to show them you are the Banj? F you, the Banj, F you. That goddess says, just reading that her mom was arrested too. Lord, this is clearly oppression at this point. The Banj is really a piece of shit for this one. A shit he is. Vicious Cobra, King Nello, the one who actually started this, who gave the girl the platform to speak up, says, the Banj cannot get away with this, and I will draft letters to every effing international brand he is attached to. So God help me. Every Banj fan under this tweet is an idiot. Every single one of you, no exception. All. She goes on to list the brands. In fact, she now even creates a Google Doc that catalogs all the brands that have endorsed him and the emails of contacts in those companies, and told women, go and fire them. Assemble. My brothers and sisters, could it be that the Banj may not have raped this girl, but the way he has acted has now put him in deep gonga? We must always be mindful of what we do and how we do things, because the conversation now is no more about the rape. It's now about how he tried to intimidate someone who was or is less opportune, has less means than he has. What I'm also very, very disturbed about is the rate, and I chose not to read them because they're disturbing. The rate at which so many men and quite a number of women are still defending the Banj's way of responding to this. Nigerians, when will you wake up? Are you so ignorant and are you so blind? Don't you know? Sometimes I'm lost for words at the way Nigerians behave. The things they support, the things they do, you just feel like you go school. In fact, don't you know what is good from wrong again? What is right from bad? People don't know the difference anymore. I just hope that at the end of the day, justice will prevail. The truth is, yes, there are stories, and there are times when men are accused wrongfully accused. But those times are very few and very, very minimal. And it does not excuse the way we behave when it comes to shaming the victims. If there are 1,000 stories of rape, it's only 3 that were wrong, that were wrongfully accused. I'm going to tell you people my story one day. I've been wrongfully accused. But has this stopped me from fighting for what is right? No. Because what is wrong and what is right. Period. And we must use our brain. In this our Nigeria, if we want to move forward and emancipate, we must use our brain. A lot of Nigerians and youth are lost. Mind gone. All they talk about is giveaway.
Bros, do give away now.
Insult. That's all they know how to do. They can't read, they can't go. Nigerians cannot do a job well. No quality of mind, service, no loyalty, nothing. Nigerians, you can't trust them. Where are we heading to as a nation? Nation that supports and openly, covers rapists, thieves, and thieving politicians, corrupt people. The hashtag that Evans a killer and kidnapper, hashtag free Evans, it was trending. People were saying he has apologized, free him. In Nigerians, you youths, you are your problem. Anyways, I've come to the end of this video. What I go do again? What I go talk? I don't tire because I'm not the person that born Nigerians. Okay? If you like this video, please make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, and I'd like to hear what you think about everything that I've said. But first, before we go, I'd just like to say that this week has been quite a sad week. There has been loss of lives. So over the week, guys, we lost special people to COVID. And we've lost so many people. I don't know if you know somebody who's gone. I know a lot of people have lost family, friends, colleagues, to COVID, but also maybe to even other diseases. I mean, June felt like the month that we were coming out of this COVID curve. But it seems as though it's not going away. And even though in Nigeria right now, and I'm sure in other parts of the world, it's as if people are tired of fighting it off and tired of doing, wearing masks and keeping distance because people are tired and they just want to interact with human beings again and just go out into the world and act like nothing is happening. But the truth is that something is happening and COVID is still real, it's still out there, and it's still taking a lot of lives. As of now, every day with the last count, there have been 700 and something people that have been infected by COVID every day in Lagos. And these are not the accurate numbers. It's definitely more. Over the last week, we did lose two special people that are in the limelight. Ibidun Ighodalo, who is a pastor, but also in the events industry. She passed away. Heart attack. Dan Foster also lost his life. Dan Foster also lost his life to COVID. Now, I don't know, I didn't know Ibidun Ighodalo personally, but from all the posts that went out and that I saw on Instagram, it did make me see that it was indicative that this woman was a great woman and she touched a lot of people's lives, and she was a blessing to this world. And may her soul rest in perfect peace. Dan Foster also, who was in our industry, this man changed the game in the broadcast industry here in Nigeria. I mean, if you grew up here a couple of years back, like radio was nothing without Dan Foster. His voice thrilled me, thrilled a lot of people. But you know, apart from that, he was a sage in his field. But more than that, Dan touched lives directly. He was a good man. And a lot of people have told stories of how he personally helped them to become better or become who they were, and helped them to achieve their dreams. And the same thing for Ibidun. And some of you, like I said, have lost aunties and uncles. My friend lost an auntie this week due to COVID. I hear that there's a governor who's struggling for his life, an ex-governor who's struggling for his life. A lot of people are struggling with loss. And it seems as though, like I said, you know, we want to forget that COVID exists. But please, guys, be careful. And please be strong. My heart goes out to everyone who has lost a loved one. And I pray that God gives you the fortitude and strength to deal with this. I would really like for us to give a moment of silence for those who have lost their souls. May their souls rest in perfect peace. I want to send you so much love from here to you. If you're watching, Akah Bants is sending love to the world, and I hope and pray that all the negativity in the world will soon go away, and I hope that light shines and love shines in the world again. It's a really, really dark time. It's a really dark year, and I hope that somehow, some way, the whole world will experience laughter and joy and simplicity, simple sunshine again, without having bad news. But thank you again for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Bye.